everybody. Yoko Double 7 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 14-8 Baltimore Orioles taking on the 13-8 Chicago White Sox. This is game one of a four-game series between the Orioles and the White Sox. Who's going to come out on top? Will it be the Orioles? Will it be the White Sox? We're going to find out in 9 innings time. And here is the starting lineup for the Baltimore Orioles. Leading off, the second baseman, Brian Roberts. Batting second, the third baseman, Melvin Mora. Batting third, the right fielder, Nick Merkakis. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the first baseman, Kevin Miller. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Abreu Huff. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Jay Payton. Batting seventh, the center fielder, Adam Jones. Batting eighth, the catcher, Guillermo Cuozzo. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Brandon Fahey. On the mound for the White Sox, it is John Danks. Danks will come into the game with a starting ERA of a 3.42. He's got no wins and 2 losses. He's pitched 25 innings, allowed 23 hits, 23 strikeouts, and 3 walks. We're here at U.S. Cellular Field, which gives a +1 to strikeouts, a -1 to walks, and nothing to home runs. And with that, Brian Roberts steps up into the batter's box. He's batting a .286, and we're ready for the first pitch. And this game is underway with a 4-1, column 4, row 1. We're going to start this game off with a wild pitch. However, no one is on base, and according to the new rules, we are going to roll for the batter. And that is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. That's a double out there in the right field to Swisher. And it's off the wall. Swisher going to go catch it. Throws it to Oubre. And with that, Roberts will hold as he leads off with a double. So let's take a look at the starting defense for the Chicago White Sox. Quinton out there in left field. Ramirez will be in center. Swisher at right. Going around the horn, we've got Creed on third. Cabrera will be at short. Oubre on second. Corneco will be at first. Hall will be behind the plate. And Danks will be on the mound. Melvin Mora batting a .277. Runner on first. No outs. And when we have runners on base, we do roll for strategy. It is a sacrifice play on a 19. So a bunt rating of a 5. It is a 16-19 for the bunt. And here is the pitch. Infield normal depth. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a split result. Now, normally, when we're not rolling for strategy, that would be a split result. And the way we resolve that would be more being a right-handed batter. So on the pitcher card, we will look to the right-handed side of the slash. That is a blank. And taking a look here, it is a good sacrifice bunt. On a 1-3, it's up the middle to the pitcher. Bunt rating of a 1-8, 13 is good. So with that, Roberts will go to third. The bunt Roberts over to third with 1 out. 1 out, runner on third. The infield will be playing in, and that's going to bring up Nick Merkakis. Merkakis is batting a .280. Strategy roll is a 20. Now, anytime you roll a 20 on the strategy die, it is a pickoff attempt. So Danks will pick off on a 1-7. That's a 19. Nothing happens. Merkakis, 2-5, column 2, row 5. Possible error on a throw. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. That's a pop-up. Creed will get underneath it, makes the catch. And that'll put 2 away. And when you have 2 outs, we add a +1 to the base run rating. That's going to bring up Kevin Miller. Miller batting a 180. Strategy rolls a 13, infield at normal depth, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. That's a strikeout on a 1-10. The 9 is in range, struck him out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Orioles will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the Chicago White Sox. Leading off, the right fielder, Nick Swisher. Batting second, the shortstop, Orlando Cabrera. Batting third, the designated hitter, Jim Thome. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the first baseman, Paul Corneco. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Carlos Quinton. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Joe Creed. Batting seventh, the center fielder, Alexi Ramirez. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Juan Ubre. And batting ninth, the catcher, Toby Hall. On the mound for the Orioles, it is Brian Burrows. Comes into today's game with a starting ERA of a 4.09. 2 wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 22 innings, allowed 23 hits, 14 strikeouts, and 9 walks. Swisher batting a .253, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That is a blank. And that'll be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. It's a ground ball down the third baseline. Mora will make the catch. And that'll be 1 away. Next up, and let's take a look at the starting defense for the Baltimore Orioles. We got Peyton out there in left field. Jones will be in center. Markakis will be at right. Going around the horn, we've got Mora on third. Fahey will be at short. Roberts on second. Miller will be at first. Corzo will be behind the plate. And Burrows will be on the mound. Orlando Cabrera batting a .229. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-3, column 3, row 3, home run chance. Now, on a home run chance, we take a look at the right-handed batter. Cabrera, Orlando's a right-handed batter. On a 1-17, the 16 is in range. We need a 4 or less. It's a 19, that is too high. Instead, that's going to be a ground ball to Fahey. He'll make the catch, throw it over to Miller. And that'll be out number 2. 2 away, and that's going to bring up Jim Thome, batting a .215. And here is the pitch. Thome, 4-3, column 4, row 3, the @ symbol. Anytime the @ symbol comes up on the batter's card as your result, you'll resolve the play using the ballpark card. So in this case, we'll resolve the play using the U.S. Cellular Field card. And that is going to be a 1-1. Column 1, row 1, double star 5. It's a ground ball to Fahey. He'll make the catch. Throw it over to first base for the out. A very easy inning to score there. No runs, no hits, and no errors. After 1, we're tied at 0. We go to the top of the second, and that'll be a Brady Huff, Jay Payton, and Adam Jones due up for the Orioles. A Brady Huff batting a .293. And here is the pitch. Huff 2-2, column 2, row 2. That is a walk. On a 1-6, that is a 2, and that'll be good for a walk. So Huff will get on with we'll lead off with a walk. Strategy roll is a 5. The infield playing at double play depth, and that'll bring up Jay Payton. Payton batting a .115. Strategy roll is a 5. It is a hit and run. And on hit and runs, all ground double plays will get a -2. Base run ratings get a +2. Home run and walk rates for the batter are cut in half and round those down. Lineouts are double plays, and if the with the exception of an error on a throw, and if the batter strikes out, we'll resolve the play as a steal. Here's the pitch to Payton. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3. Row 4, that is a strike. On a 1-5, the 16 is too high. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. It's a ground ball to Ubre. He'll make the catch. We'll check for double play. It's a +1, Cabri being the shortstop. So on a pivot, which will be the shortstop from second, we add 1. Ground double play rating is a 2. The die roll is a 2. He'll make the catch there. It is a 4-6-3 double play. As they turn the double play, and that'll bring up Adam Jones. Jones batting a 300. 2 outs, nobody on, and the infield is at normal depth, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. It's a ground ball up the middle to Danks. He'll make the catch. Throw it over to Cornecco. Will make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Paul Cornecco, Carlos Quinton, and Joe Creed due up for the White Sox. And here is Paul Cornecco batting a 219 and the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1, double question mark, double star. It's a double question mark, so single and a 1 to 11. The 9 is in range. And that'll be good for a base hit by Paul Cornecco. Carlos Quinton up. Quinton batting a 4-12. Runner on first. Strategy roll is a 14. The infield is at double play depth. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-1, column 3, row 1, double question mark, single on a 1 to 11. The 8 is in range. Quinton will get on with a base hit. Cornecco will go to second. Does he pick up third? He'll go from first to third on a base run rating of a 4 through 6. That is a 1. He will hold. Next up, it's Joe Creed. Creed batting a 207. No outs, runners on first and second. The infield still at double play depth. Strategy roll is a 3. And the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. It's a range play. On a range play, we're going to check the first number. And that'll be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. It is a fly ball back there to Peyton. Peyton will make the catch. Range on a 1 to 4. That is a 4. He'll make the catch. And with that, Cornecco will hold at second. We subtract 2 from the base run rating. It gives it a 0. The 5 is higher, so it says if 1d6 is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, the runner will advance to third. Otherwise, he will hold. 1 out, runners on first and second. That's going to bring up Alexi Ramirez. Ramirez batting a 235. Strategy roll is a 1. The White Sox holding off, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a hit by pitch. Brian adds a +1 to the hit by pitch rating. That makes it a 5. The 5 is in range. He hits him, and that loads the bases up. And that's going to bring up Juan Ubre. Ubre batting a 357. Bases loaded, infield playing in. Strategy roll is a 5. The White Sox holding off, 1 out. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. It's a double question mark, single on a 1 to 11. The 6 is in range. That scores 1 run. Quentin will go to third. As he waved around, he'll go from second to home on a base run rating of a 2 through 6. That is a 3. It's in range. He will score. Two-run score. Ramirez on second. He will hold. He'll go from first to third on a 4 through 6. That is a 3. It's a 2-run RBI single by Juan Ubre, and the White Sox are up 2-0. And that is going to bring up Toby Hall. Hall is batting a 188. Infield at double play depth, 1 out. Runners on first and second. Strategy roll is an 8. The White Sox holding off. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? By the way, Peyton is 4 for 5 on his range plays. That is a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a split result. Brian is a left-handed pitcher, so on the batter card, we look to the left-handed side of the slash, and that is going to be a single down the third baseline to Mora. Mora's range is on a 1-2. It's a 5. Mora can't make the play. Doesn't have it, and that loads the bases. Ramirez will go to third. He'll go from second to home on a 4 through 6. The base run rating is a 3, and he will hold. So the bases are loaded as we go to the top of the order. Nick Swisher. Swisher is 0 for 1. Strategy rolls a 20. It's a pickoff attempt. It's a balk on a 1. It's a pickoff on a 2. It's an 8. Nothing happens. And the pitch is going to be a 1-2. Column 1, row 2. That is a blank. Swisher. That is going to be a 5-3. Column 5, row 3. It's a base hit past Roberts. So 1 run will come in. Ubre will go to third. As he waved around, he'll go from second to home on a 3 through 6. That is a 3. Another run will score. And it's a 2-run RBI single by Nick Swisher. White Sox are up 4-0. That's going to bring up Orlando Cabri. Cabri is 0 for 1. Strategy rolls a 13. White Sox holding off. Infield at normal depth. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. Home run chance on a 1-17. That is a 1. It needs to be a 4 or less. It's a 10. Nothing happens. And instead, it's a 5-5, column 5, row 5. It's a ground ball down the third baseline to Mora. Mora will make the catch. And that is hit in the hole. Are we going to go for the double play? They are going to try for the double play. And with that, Hall will advance to second. Hall advances to third. And the die roll is a 5. So Hall goes to third. It's a fielder's choice. Remember, if the die roll is higher than the ground double play rating, it's a force out. So in this case, Swisher gets forced out at second. And Cabri is on, and we've got runners on the corners. Jim Thome 0 for 1. Runners on the corner. Strategy roll is a 12. Infield at normal depth. The White Sox are staying pat. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that's going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4, double start. Double start 2. It's a fly ball back there to Jones. His range is on a 1-3. That is a 1. Jones will make the catch at the warning track. He saw it, ran back, kept running for it, made the catch at the track right before going into the wall, and gets the last out. So 4 runs, 5 hits, and no errors, and 2 left on for the White Sox. After 2, it's the White Sox 4, Orioles nothing. We go to the top of the 3rd. It's Guillermo Corzo, Brandon Fahey, and Brian Roberts due up for the Orioles. Guillermo Corzo batting a 125, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6, at the ballpark. We'll resolve the play on the U.S. Cellular Field card. We go to the ballpark card, and that is going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1, HRP. That's a fly out to left field. Quinton makes the catch and robs him of the home run right at the wall. 1 away. Brandon Fahey batting a 296. And the pitch. That's going to be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. That is a walk. On a 1-2, the 13 is too high. And that is going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. It's a base hit out there in the center field. And Fahey will get on with a base hit. We go to the top of the order. Brian Roberts is 1 for 1 with a double. Strategy roll is a 4, and here is the pitch. Orioles staying pat. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. That is a strikeout. We ignore the home run right now in the brackets because John Danks is not tired. He has not faced his allotted number of batters. Strikeout on a 1-11. The 20 is too high. And that will be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. It's a double out there in the left field to Quinton. And it's a 6 for runner advancement, so it says all runners hold. So runners on second and third, and that's going to bring up Melvin Mora. Mora is 0 for 0, and here is the pitch. Strategy rolls a 4. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1-8. The 10 is too high. And that is going to be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. That's a base hit into right field. Swisher will come in. And 1 run will score. It's an RBI single. Roberts goes to third. And will he advance home? He'll go from second to home on a 0. The base run rating is a 2, and the rule says if the roll is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, the runner advances. Otherwise, he holds. Swisher brings it into the cutoff man. Ubre will hold the runners at the corners. So runners on the corners, and that's going to bring up Nick Markakis. Markakis is 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 5, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. That's going to be down the first baseline to Cornetto. His range is a 1. It's a ground ball. Cornetto will make the catch. And are they going to try to send him? No, they are not. And the out is at first. Moore will go to second. 2 outs, runners on second and third. And that's going to bring up Kevin Miller. Miller is 0 for 1. Struck out his last time up. Strategy roll is a 2. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. It's a wild pitch. Wild pitch on a 1-12. On a 13-15, it's a passed ball. It's a 10. It's a wild pitch. 1 run will score. It's a 2-run game, as more will go over. And that is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. It's a base hit to Cabrera. And with that, the Orioles have made it a 1-run game. Miller will go to second. It's an RBI single. It's 4-3. Bray Huff walked his last time up. Strategy rolls a 1. Orioles holding off. The infield at normal depth, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-1, column 2, row 1, hit by pitch. John will give a -5. That makes it a 0. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3, double star 2. It's a ground ball to Ubre. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and the Orioles will leave two stranded. We go to the bottom of the third. Paul Koneco, Carlos Quinton, and Joe Creed due up for the White Sox. Paul Koneco, 1-for-1 with a run scored, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. Ground ball to Roberts. He'll make the catch, throw it over to Miller for the out. 1 away, and that's going to bring up Carlos Quinton. Quinton, 1-for-1 with a run scored, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. Fly ball back there to Peyton. Peyton just having to move a little bit. Makes the catch and puts 2 away. Joe Creed. Creed is 0-for-1, and the pitch. 2 outs, nobody on. Infield at normal depth. That's going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6 at the ballpark. We're going to go to the ballpark card, and that is going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1, HRP. And that is going to be a fly out to left field as Quinton will make the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on. Very easy to score there as the Orioles retired the White Sox in order. 3 up, 3 down. After 3, it's White Sox 4, Orioles 3. We go to the top of the 4th. Jay Payton, Adam Jones, and Guillermo Cuarzo due up for the Orioles. Jay Payton, 0-for-1, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That is a strikeout on a 1-5. The 11 is too high. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6, double star 1. Fly ball back there. Ramirez comes running in, makes the sliding catch, and puts 1 away. Adam Jones, 0-for-1, and the pitch. Jones, 5-5, column 5, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-14. That is a 13. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. Guillermo Cuarzo, 0-for-1, and the pitch. Cuarzo. And that is going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. That is a strikeout on a 1-15. That is a 14. Struck him out. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the White Sox return the favor. And they retire the Orioles in order. 1, 2, 3. Have a seat. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Alexi Ramirez, Juan Ubre, and Toby Hall due up for the White Sox. Alexi Ramirez with a run scored, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. Double star four. It's a ground ball down the third baseline. Mora will make the catch there. And that'll put one away. Juan Ubre 1-for-1 with a run and 2 RBIs. And here is the pitch. Ubre 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a blank. And that'll be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. Fly ball back there. Peyton going back, makes the catch. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and that's going to bring up Toby Hall. Hall is 1-for-1, and here is the pitch. Hall 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a strikeout. On a 1-2, the 7 is too high. And that'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. It's a fly ball back there. Peyton will go back, make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Orioles retire the White Sox in order, 3 up, 3 down. After 4, it's White Sox 4, Orioles 3. We go to the top of the 5th. Brandon Fahey, Brian Roberts, and Melvin Mora due up for the Orioles. Brandon Fahey 1-for-1 with a run scored, and here is the pitch. And that would be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1-15. The 17 is too high. By the way, John Danks can face 7 more batters before he is considered tired. Brandon Fahey, that's going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. Base hit to Swisher. And Fahey will get on. So lead off with a base hit. We go to the top of the order. Brian Roberts, 2-for-2, with 2 doubles and a run scored. Strategy roll is a 5, and here is the pitch. Roberts, 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a strikeout. On a 1-11, the 13 is too high. And that would be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. Double star 4. It's a ground ball to Cabrera. Cabrera with the catch to return a double play. That is a 5. Ubre will add a +1. And Danks will add a +1. So we had a +2. On balls hit to the G6, the pivot will be second base. The ground double play rating is a 5. The die roll is a 4. And remember, if the roll is less than or equal to the ground double play rating, it is a double play. And they turn 2. It's a 6-4-3 double play. So 2 out, and that's going to bring up Melvin Mora. Mora is 1-for-1 with a run and an RBI. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. That is a blank. Mora, 1-5, column 1, row 5. Double star 5. It's a fly ball back there. Quentin will see it, eyes it up, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on for the Orioles. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Nick Swisher, Orlando Cabrera, and Jim Thome due up for the White Sox. Taking a look here at the picture, Brian Burrows can face 7 more batters before he is considered tired. Nick Swisher, 1-for-2 with the 2 RBIs and the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. That is a walk. On a 1-21, that is a 10, and they will walk Swisher. So Swisher will lead off with a walk, and that's going to bring up Orlando Cabrera. Cabrera is 0-for-2, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3, double star 4. It's a ground ball down the third baseline to Mora. Mora will make the catch. We're going to check for a double play. That's a -1. Roberts is 0, so it's a -1. Ground double play rating is a 2, and it is a 2. Double play! And that would be a 6-4-3 double play. And with that, that's going to bring up Jim Thome. Thome is 0 for 2, and the pitch, 2 outs, nobody on, infield at normal depth. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. That is a walk. On a 1 to 15, the 20 is too high. And that is going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1, double star 3. Fly ball back there, Markakis. Markakis will get underneath it, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on. After 5, it's White Sox 4, Orioles 3. We go to the top of the 6. It's going to be Nick Markakis, Kevin Miller, and a Bray Huff due up for the Orioles. John Danks can face 4 more batters before he is considered tired. The bullpen for the White Sox starting to warm up. And here is the pitch to Markakis, who is 0 for 2. That'll be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. That is a blank. Markakis, 2-3, column 2, row 3. It's a ground ball to Corneco. He'll make the catch. Makes the catch, throws it over to Danks, who tags the base, and that'll be out number 1. And that'll bring up Kevin Miller. Miller is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and an RBI. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 10. That is a 7. Struck him out. And that'll be 2 away, and that's going to bring up a Bray Huff. Huff 0 for 1 with a walk. And here is the pitch. The pitch to Huff, and that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. That is a blank. And that'll be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. Power hit to Swisher. On a power hit, we'll take a look. It's a left-handed pitcher. So on a 1 to 2, it's a single. 3 to 5, it's a double. 6 to 20, it's a fly out. It's a 1. It's good for a base hit. And the Orioles get the tying run aboard. Stolen base rating is a 1. Strategy roll is a 1. That's going to be good for a stolen. Strategy roll is a 1. It's a steal attempt. Infield normal depth. Stolen base, that's going to be a +2. +1, it's going to be a +3. 20 is the highest we can go. 19 on the die roll. And with that, a Bray Huff will steal second base. And here is the pitch to Peyton. Peyton is 0 for 2. And the pitch. 2 outs, runner on second, runner in scoring position. That's going to be a 2-5. Column 2, row 5. Possible error on a throw. And that is going to be a 3-1. Whose error range are we checking? It's going to be to Ramirez. His error range is on a 1 to 16. It's a 15. It's a throwing error. And we've crushed the game. We will be right back right after this. And we are back. Jay Peyton up. We're going to redo that pitch because of the game crashing. Peyton is 0 for 2. Strategy roll is a 2. Orioles holding off. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-3. Column 3, row 3, double question mark. Double star on a 1 to 10. The 13 is outside of that range. We're going to roll for Peyton. Peyton is a 5-5, column 5, row 5, double star 6. It's a fly ball back there. Swisher will get underneath it, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Orioles will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Paul Corneco, Carlos Quinton, and Joe Creed due up for the White Sox. Paul Konecko, 1-for-2 with a run scored. Brian Burrs can face 4 more batters. And also for the Orioles, their bullpen is starting to warm up. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That is a blank. Konecko. And that is going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. Fly ball back there. Jones gets underneath it, makes the catch. And that'll be out number 1. Carlos Quinton, 1-for-2 with a run scored. And here is the pitch. Quinton. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. It's a range play. And that is going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. Fly ball back there. Markakis will get underneath it. Makes the catch. Well, it's his range. And his range is on a 1-3. That is a 1. Markakis makes the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Markakis is 10 for 19 on his range plays in this so far in the replay. Joe Creed is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. That'll be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. Possible error. Whose error range are we checking? That's going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. Fly ball back there. Markakis will get underneath it. Error range is on a 1-2. There's no error there, as he'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. As the Orioles retired the White Sox in order, no runs, no hits, no errors. And after 6, it's White Sox 4, Orioles 3. We go to the top of the 7th. Adam Jones, Guillermo Corzo, and Brandon Fahey due up for the Orioles. And with that, we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the White Sox. They are in the lead. And they are going to bring in Scott Lindbrick. Lindbrick will come into the game with an ERA of a 1.34. He's got 1 win and no losses. He's pitched 6 2/3 of an inning, allowed 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for John Danks. Danks went 6 innings. He allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 1 wild pitch, and ERA of a 3.48. 7, 8, and 9 due up in the lineup for the Orioles. And here is the pitch to Adam Jones. Jones is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And that is going to be a 1-4. Column 1, row 4. Home run on a 1-8. The 16 is too high. And that is going to be a 4-6. Column 4, row 6. It's a single to Ramirez. And with that, Adam Jones will get on with a base hit. Strategy roll is a 17. It's a sacrifice play on a 17-19. Guillermo Corzo is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Infield at double play depth, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-6. Column 3, row 6. That's a strikeout. On a 1-7, that is a 3. Struck him out. Struck him out, and that'll put 1 away. It's a still attempt. Are they going to send him? They are. It's a 15. Let's see. Jones is right. 15, 16, 17. They are going to send him. And with that, it is a still attempt. It's a 13. He will still second. Brandon Fahey, 2 for 2 with a run scored and the pitch. 1 out, runner on second, infield normal depth. And that is going to be a 6-4. Column 6, row 4. Strikeout. On a 1-15, that is a 5. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away, and we go to the top of the order. Ryan Roberts, 2 for 3 today with 2 doubles and a run scored. And here, strategy roll is a 9. Orioles are standing pat. Infield at normal depth. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5 at the ballpark. We're going to go to the ballpark card, and that's going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. Power hit to Quentin. On a 1-4, it's a single. 5-9, it's a double. 10-14, it's a home run. It's a 19, and with that, Quentin will make the catch and sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Orioles will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and that's going to be Alexi Ramirez, Juan Ubre, and Toby Hall due up for the White Sox. Let's take a look at the box score after 6.5 had been played here in Chicago. The Orioles scored 3 runs in the 3rd inning, 3 runs on 8 hits, no errors. The White Sox scored 4 runs in the 2nd inning. They've got 4 runs on 5 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and we do have a new pitcher up for the Orioles. They are also making that call to the bullpen. And they are going to bring in Jim Johnson. Jim Johnson will come into the game with a 13.50 ERA. He's got no wins and 1 loss. He's got 2 saves, pitched 6 innings, allowed 9 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Brian Burrs, he also went 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, and 1 hit by pitch, an ERA of a 4.50. So 7, 8, and 9 due up in the lineup for the White Sox. Alexi Ramirez is 0 for 1 with a run scored. And here is the pitch. And they are going to go with a 1, and the roll is a 1-4. Column 1, row 4 at the ballpark. We're going to go to U.S. Cellular Field, and that is going to be a 1-4. Column 1, row 4. It's a single plus 7 to Peyton. So on an S plus 7, reroll 1d6 versus the adjusted base run rating, BR plus 4 plus the R. That's a -1, so that's where we get the 2. If the roll is less than or equal to the ABR, the batter is safe with a double. If the roll is higher than the ABR, the batter holds with a single. So in this case, Ramirez will hold with a single. Ramirez leads off with a base hit. That's going to bring up Juan Ubre. Ubre is 1 for 2 with a run and 2 RBIs. Strategy roll is a 17. It's a sacrifice play. Infield at double play depth. And here is the pitch. Sac play, and that's going to be a 2-1, column 2, row 1, double question mark. It's the lead runner is thrown out. The batter is safe at first. So it's a fielder's choice. It's a 6, so that's going to be behind the plate to the catcher. He'll throw it. The lead runner is out on a 16-17. And with that, Juan Ubre will get on by fielder's choice. So Corzo throws it to Roberts, who tags the base at second for the out. And Ubre will get on by fielder's choice. Toby Hall, 1 for 2. Strategy rolls a 4. Infield at double play depth. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2, double star. It's a fly ball to Peyton. Peyton will see it, makes the run in. And the catch, and that puts 2 away. 2 outs, runner on first. Strategy roll is a 19, and we go to the top of the order. Nick Swisher, 1 for 2 with a run and 2 RBIs. Strategy rolls at 19. The White Sox are holding off. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-2. Column 3, row 2, range play at the ballpark. Whose range are we checking? And that is going to be a 4-6. Column 4, row 6. It's a fly ball back there to Peyton. His range is on a 1-4. It's a 5. Peyton can't make the catch. We'll check on a 1-4. It's a double. 5-20. It's a single. It's a 5. It's good for a base hit. And Ubre will go to second. He'll hold. Base run rating is a 0, and the rule says if the ABR is less than 1, the runners will hold. Orlando Cabrera is up. He's 0 for 3. Strategy roll is a 20. It's a pickoff attempt on a 1-3. It's a balk. It's a 17. Nothing happens. And that is going to be a 4-3. Column 4, row 3. That is a blank. Cabrera. And that is going to be a 6-3. Column 6, row 3. Base hit out there into left field. Ubre will go to third as he waved around. Base run rating is a 3. The die roll is a 3. And if the rule says if the roll is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, the runner will advance. Otherwise, they hold. So with that, the White Sox score on an RBI single by Orlando Cabrera. It's 5-3. Chicago's got a 2-run lead. And with that, the Orioles skipper gives them one more. They just need one more out. That's going to bring up Jim Thome. Thome is 0 for 3. Is he going to take the hit? He is going to take the hit. Strategy roll is a 5. Infield normal depth. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-4. Column 2, row 4. That is a strikeout on a 1-14. The 15. Just a tad too high. One number too high. And that is going to be a 2-2. Column 2, row 2, double star 6. It's going to be a fly ball back there to Markakis, who will make the catch. And that will retire the side. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on for the White Sox. After 7, it's White Sox 5, Orioles 3. We go to the top of the 8th. It's Melvin Mora, Nick Markakis, and Kevin Miller due up for the Orioles. And with that, Paul Corneco will come out of the game. We do have a couple changes to the defense, and the only defense is going to be at first. Swisher. Okay, so with that, Corneco will come out at first. Swisher going from right field to first base. Actually, no, they're not going to do that. They're going to leave it as is. They're not going to make any changes. So they are leaving that as is. No changes there. Lindbergh will come out of the game, however. And with that, they are going to bring in, we have a right, left, right. And they're going to go with Octavio Dodal. Dodal will come into this game. Comes in the game with a 4.29 ERA. Taking a look at the stats here for Scott Lindbergh, he went 1 inning, allowed 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 1.17. Octavio Dodal's got no wins and no losses and no saves. He's pitched 6 1/3 innings, allowed 6 hits, 12 strikeouts, and 5 walks. 2, 3, and 4 due up in the lineup for the Orioles. Melvin Mora, 1 for 2. Mora going to take the hit. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. Possible error on a throw. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. Fly ball back there, Ramirez. Error ranges on a 1-16. He'll make the catch, nobody on, so that'll put one away. Nick Markakis is 0 for 3. Is he going to take the hit? They are going to let him take the hit. Markakis, 4-4, column 4, row 4, strikeout plus. On a strikeout plus, we add 10 to the strikeout range plus the 1 from U.S. Cellular Field. So we add 11. Makes it a 1-21. That is a 4. Struck him out looking. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Kevin Miller. Miller, 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and an RBI. And here is the pitch. Miller, and that is going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. Strikeout plus on a 1-21. That is a 15. Struck him out. And they go, and the White Sox retire the Orioles in order. No runs, no hits, and no errors. It's 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Paul Coneco, Carlos Quinton, and Joe Creed due up. And with that as well, no changes to the Orioles defense for right now. They're going to leave everybody as is. However, we do have a new pitcher on the mound, and they are going to bring in Chad Bradford, I believe. Yep, Chad Bradford going to come into this game. Bradford to come into the game with a 2.90 ERA. He's got no wins and no losses, no saves. He's pitched 9 1/3 of an inning, allowed 10 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for Jim Johnson, he went 1 inning, allowed 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, and ERA of a 12.86. 4, 5, and 6 due up in the White Sox lineup. Paul Coneco, 1 for 3 with a run scored. Coneco going to take the hit. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. That is a home run. I'm sorry, that is a blank. Coneco. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. Fly ball back there. Markakis will get underneath it, runs in, makes the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Heart of the order, Carlos Quinton, 1 for 3 with a run scored, and here is the pitch. Quinton, 4-1, column 4, row 1, possible error on a ground ball. Whose error range are we checking? And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5, ground ball to Miller. His error range is on a 1-3. It's a 12, no error there. Miller will make the catch, scoop it up as he tags the bag, and that'll put 2 away, 2 up, 2 down, and Joe Creed. Creed is 0 for 3. Creed going to take the hit. Creed, and that's going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 3, range play at the ballpark. We're going to go to U.S. Cellular Field, and that's going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5, ground ball to Mora. His range is on a 1-3. That is a 3. Mora will make the catch, and that will retire the side. So the Orioles retire the White Sox in order. No runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on. After 8, it's Chicago 5, Baltimore 3. We go to the top of the 9th. Abreu Huff, Jay Payton, and Adam Jones due up. Octavio Dodal done. We do have a new pitcher on the mound, and that is going to be Bobby Jenkins. Bobby Jenkins is going to come into the game. Jenkins comes into the game with an ERA of a 2.57. They're going for the save. He's got no wins and 1 loss. He's got 2 saves, 7 innings pitched, allowed 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Octavio Dodo. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 3.70. Let's take a look at the box score after 8 have been played here in Chicago. Baltimore scored a run in the 3rd inning, and that is the only 3 runs they've scored in this game. 3 runs on 8 hits and no errors. Chicago scored a run in the 2nd. They picked up a run in the 7th. 5 runs on 8 hits and no errors. 16 hits between both teams, and that is going to bring up a Brady Huff. Huff is 1 for 2 with a walk, and they are going to pitch to him, and here is the pitch. He's going to go out there and take the hit, and that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. That is a strikeout on a 1-9. The 11 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. Ground ball down the 3rd baseline. Creed gets it, throws it across the horn to Corneco. Makes the catch, and that puts 1 away. Will we see some 9th inning magic? Jay Payton, 0 for 3. Payton not going to take the hit. And they're going to bring in Luke Scott. Luke Scott batting a 366. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. It's a range play at the ballpark. Whose range are we checking? And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4, HR 8, Ramirez. His range is on a 1-3. And no home run there. It's an 18 on a 1-13. The 18 is too high. Ramirez's range is on a 1-3. That is a 5. It becomes a double. And with that, Scott will get on with a double. So runner on second, strategy rolls are turned off. Adam Jones, who is 1 for 3 with a strikeout, they are going to pitch to him. And here is the pitch, Bobby Jenkins. And that is going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4, double star, ground ball to Corneco. He'll make the catch, and the out is at first. Runners will advance when balls hit the first, second, or the catcher. And Luke Scott will go to third. 2 outs, runner on third, and the tying run coming to the plate. Guillermo Corzo, 0 for 3. Corzo going to take the hit. And the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. It's a wild pitch on a 1-9. Pass ball, 10-11. It's a 1. It's a wild pitch. And the Orioles are now within 1 to tie this game up. Here is the pitch to Corzo. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4, pop-up. Oubre comes in. Jenkins points to it. Oubre makes the catch. And that is the ball game. As the Chicago White Sox defeat the Baltimore Orioles of a final score of 5-4. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. Final line score coming right up. So the Chicago White Sox defeat the Baltimore Orioles of a final score of 5-4. The Orioles 4 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The White Sox 5 runs on 8 hits and no errors. John Danks picks up his first win. Brian Burrows will pick up his second loss. Bobby Jenkins picks up the third save of the replay. Let's take a look at the stats here. John Danks, picks up his first win. He went 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 1 wild pitch, an ERA of a 3.48. Brian Burrows picks up the second loss. He went 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, an ERA of a 4.50. Chad Bradford, the last pitcher up for the Orioles, he went 1 inning, an ERA of a 2.62. Bobby Jenkins picks up his 3rd straight win. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, and 1 wild pitch, an ERA of a 3.38. So that is going to do it for us here at U.S. Cellular Field, as the Baltimore Orioles will drop to 14-9, and the Chicago White Sox will improve to 14-8. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on the way through the turnstile. And remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up, and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Yoko007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.